Taylor from the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center. Hello, Diane.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
Well, it's so nice to see you again. I'll just say briefly, for the record, that in the interest of full disclosure, that we had a collaboration back in the old days at another radio station
Yes,
in
we
town, and it's nice to see you again. This time at the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center.
One of my favorite places that I've ever worked. I have to tell
Really?
you that.
Now, come on.
Absolutely.
Now, when we go on the radio to actually say that, will you say that again?
Yeah, I might.
Okay,
I might.
And why is that?
Because it is, it's more than any one thing. We have 4 gallery spaces and showcase about 25 exhibits every year. We have about 5,000 people coming through the Art Center every year, many of whom take one or more of the 500 classes that we offer. We have an incredible gallery shop that has handmade things by area artists that you would have to buy if you saw them. And it's just, it's a very stimulating environment in which to work every day.
Now, I looked at your website. Now, there's a building. There's an actual building.
And it's a great building, too. There's a story behind the building. It was an Art Deco type sort of 1930s structure that in its beginnings was a water treatment facility plant that was abandoned. And when a group of our founders had to relocate from a private home, they saw this empty building, talked to the city of Birmingham, got one of those great leases, and turned it into what is now a 25,000-foot thriving community art center.
When was that? When would that have happened?
The early 60s, they started taking over the building, and it was about half the size that it is now.
That's some nice recycling there.
Yeah, very, very much so.
The other thing that I'm trying to, I don't know another way to say it. I was actually blown away when I went to your website because of the scope and breadth of the activities that you offer in addition to the galleries. I mean, you can go and see art. You can
For
see
free.
art of all different kinds, and you mentioned the shop. But if you are an artist, and I use the term in the broadest possible sense,
Of course.
from someone who has done a stick figure on a piece of paper,
Then you're an artist.
and up to, I mean, you're at the other end. You have people coming through who have sold paintings.
Yes.
I imagine.
Yes, we have some very accomplished people who have to have day jobs, but they're artists at heart, and they continue to gather with colleagues and great instructors from around the area to further their craft. But we have people starting at age 4 who want to explore their inner artist and come, and we offer classes, and no one should be intimidated. That's the thing about the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center, is that at the same time that we have simultaneous exhibits by Michigan masters next to emerging artists, we have classes for people who have never done any art, for people who have done little art, for kids, for teens, for adults, for seniors, you name it, and we probably have it.
Now, and you paint a little bit yourself?
I do. I dabble, and I usually am working too many hours to really take a lot of classes, but I've done a little bit in a drawing class and a fiber class. I want to take jewelry. I tried my hand a couple times at pottery. We have an amazing ceramics studio that's a dedicated studio as well.
Pottery looks like the kind of thing that, after a long day, and you can just throw that clay
Just
out of
sit
thing
down and lose yourself
just
in it.
get into it. And
or pretend you're strangling your boss
Yeah,
as it goes around on the wheel or something like that.
We would never want to.
None of us.
No. But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems to me that what you offer and the kinds of things that you can get out of so-called art, graphic art, or and all the other
visual
things
arts
are similar to what you can get out of music. I mean, if you can be an amateur that just kind of noodles at the piano, and you're not trying to make a living at it, but it just gives you a great sense of peace and accomplishment at your own level. Or you can work up to various levels to a point where, as I said earlier, you're actually selling paintings or sculpture.
Well,
and artwork.
what we really like about the Art Center is you can come there to look at art, you can come there to buy art, you can come there to make art. So it really could appeal to just about anybody, but I think most people would be surprised at the inner artist that lurks in their souls.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different ways to enter into that scene.
It's great therapy.
It's
Great
fun.
therapy, and probably a lot cheaper than a shrink. Nothing against the,
No, of course not.
psychologists and psychiatrists out there, who are doing wonderful work. But this would be a good augmentation.
It's a wonderful place to be, and it really can be life-changing for many people in small and big ways.
Now, I want to get into some of the events that you've got coming up, but earlier we just played some William Grant Still, some chamber music, and I understand you're going to be featuring some.
We're very
in your own
excited.
gallery.
I've worked at the Art Center for 4 years, and for the first time in my being there, we're actually presenting a concert, a chamber music concert, on Sunday, October 5th at 7 p.m. And the players are probably very well known to chamber music fans around the city. Andrew Wu, Nadine DeLury, Laura Larson, Velda Kelly, Scott Stefanko, and James Greer.
All good players.
Absolutely. I mean, with the Michigan Opera Theater Orchestra or chamber music at the Scarab Club, and they're going to come and play for us, and we're pretty excited.
I have a little sample right here. Now, this is not on the program, but it features Velda Kelly, who's one of the players, along with Edward Perrone at the piano.
Nice.
Okay, this is 3 minutes. We'll come out of this, and we'll just